StreamYard again.
Transition. See, they all could have been coming in.
Yes. You're right. All right, well, we are live. No one's here yet.
Here we go. All your transition viewers are coming in.
Transition to viewer. Well, 7 people, actually.
I don't know how we could follow up that debate, and I'm going to keep it a buck.
Nah,
But what are we debating? There's been a bunch of debates. What are we debating?
We're debating literally at least 3 topics tonight, and I need a drink, so cheers. I'm drinking a glass of Mom's disgusting wine.
Wow. What a debate of Pokemon versus
Jeff Wilson kind of bodied me for a minute. I was like, Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, he hit you hard.
He fucking bodied me on that one thing, and I was like, I didn't want to pull this out, but I'm going to pull it out.
He was ready to put Pikachu in a grave.
He did put Pikachu in a grave. Like, he needs a full apology video about Pikachu.
Look, here's the thing. It's like, right, like, Pikachu and Mickey are very, very recognizable. That's 100%. Not the debate. He said Lorcana's going to be the number 1 TCG.
We're talking about TCG. We're not talking about freaking theme parks and TV shows. And
it isn't about who's the most recognizable. The most recognizable TCG in the world,
Pokemon.
If it's not Magic, it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
The most wildly, and I just said this in the chat, Magic, like, it just doesn't exist, just in that conversation, was just thrown in the trash bin.
What's up, everyone? Hopefully you guys caught the live.
That was awesome.
Just Nick, Sticky, Ashley, Lisa, Green Tea. Honestly, I respect him. I do. I really do. Like, he came with his points. He was hilarious, and he bodied me on one thing, which I think is hilarious. But there's no way in your right mind that you're going to go to sleep and say, Lorcana's going to outstand Pokemon. There's no freaking way.
You know, but his thing, and here's the one thing that I actually think I wish you would have pushed back on. He said, Laura, I'm going to check the TCG player charts in September. Of course, the week it comes out, it's going to be number 1, and you're going to get dunked on. But in 5 years,
princess. He said the princess, the female princess thing, and I was like,
it's got a lot going for it. Like you said, you're not anti-Disney, but ultimately, at the end of the day, to prove yourself in the TCG market, where is a lot different than making movies or rides. It's just something that they're not interested in. Just why they licensed it to a board game company. They didn't license it to a card manufacturer in the U.S. So it'll be interesting to see.
I'm gonna shoot him a quick thank you text.
But you can't wild out. Pokemon's 25 years, a nice steady growth and interest.
Yes. Never in one year was anyone like, you know what? I'm not collecting Pokemon anymore. What? There hasn't been like a worldwide thing of like, oh my god, forget Pokemon. We're not collecting Pokemon anymore. We're just going to collect like this or that or Lorcana. Like, there's no freaking way in hell. We love Disney for its other IP. We love it to go to the theme parks. We want to spend our money on the theme parks and the flights to Orlando. Or like, with Pokemon, here's something. What do you want to spend your money on in Pokemon? I want to spend my money on trophy cards. What do you want to spend your money on?
I just buy bigger inventory bags on Pokemon Go because mine's constantly full. That's my biggest expense in the Pokemon.
All right, community. Disney, what do you want to spend your money on?
I mean, I'll watch a movie or go to the theme park.
Thank you. You never once mentioned the TCG.
Yeah, because it's not something that's worked in the past. Like, Pokemon is synonymous with the cards. Like, you play the video games, you watch the show, you play the cards. It's all connected, and I think that was the point you're making. That
I just made. I should have fucking said that.
It's a connected thing. The gotta catch them all thing is like kind of like a joke, but like it's not really a joke. Like, you're catching them all in the game, you're watching them doing the show, and then you could do it yourself with the trading cards on Pokemon Go.
Yes, Pokeblades.
You cannot claim. Go ahead.
Pokemon. You can't see the chat, can you?
I can see it now.
Okay, we've been collecting Pokemon for 25 years. We're not leaving it for Disney. Period.
2 of them can coexist, but to prove yourself in the TCG and this is the only gripe I think the community had with him. Like, you can go and say whatever you want. Disney, it's huge. Disney's huge worldwide. But when you say something that hasn't been released. The only thing we've seen are 6 promo cards that have been kind of are not accessible to anyone except people that are spending $10,000. You can't say you're going to establish a TCG. Who's the audience, right? Is it kids? Is it people that want to play the game, right? Are you looking for like a force of will Magic type audience, or are you looking for something that's a mix of everything, like Pokemon? People play the game, people collect it, kids collect it, and there are chases for people that have more money and are a little older.
I think
Pokemon has none of those yet.
I think Disney knows exactly what they're doing. It's not geared towards kids at all. It's
But Disney doesn't know what they're doing
money.
because they have nothing to do with the game, and I think that's an important part. They license
What is
their
the
IP.
game? What game? What do you mean game? It has nothing to do with the game. What game?
Disney has nothing to do with the production of it.
Oh, you're saying it's Raven, whatever
It's
the
like
hell.
when you're like, okay, go Mattel, go make us a bunch of toys. Like I'm sure they have sign off on it, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's a drop in the bucket for them, and to be able to launch a TCG beyond just the initial hype cycle is
Well, yeah,
really freaking hard.
someone heard about the hype cycle and said, let's drop some rare cards that have little gold stamps on them, and we'll, people will pump and dump them. But like, if you want to make it for the kids, just leave the junk wax. I literally have a box of the junk wax Disney stuff in my back room.
Yeah, but even kids don't want that.
No one wants it. I got it at a flea market from a 95-year-old man for 25 cents a pop.
Yeah. Ultimately,
it does the job. It does the job for me with feeling nostalgia. If I want to open up a Lion King pack, I go right there, open up a 25-cent Lion King pack.
You just gotta let it. The things that work in collectibles are successful organically. They're not manufactured, and this Lorcana stuff feels inorganic.
Yeah,
it's inorganic in its interest, and we'll wait and see. I think you'd be nuts to buy. I see like the boxes are like $200-$300. I don't know. Just wait and see what happens. If you really love it, then do it. But if not, don't feel bad.
Yeah. Never feel bad. I'm just trying to read the comments.
It's fun. It is exciting.
Yeah, I like what Alex said. Magic and Pokemon are still here because players carried the torch. I mean, with any new TCG, you're going to have some sort of like learning curve, and it's just not going to pop off. But like, even with Magic, like I said, there's no kids in Magic. Like, who the heck is passing the torch in Magic right now?
Yeah.
Who's passing it in Disney? Who is affording to buy the Lorcana packs, build a deck, and play the game?
No, you don't. No one knows because it hasn't come out yet, and that's the whole point of this. When I say inorganic, like it just these type of things like tend to have like really fast hype cycles. Like whether it's Marvel PMGs, like there are Marvel cards, there are Star Wars. There's been Disney cards since the 1930s. Like let's not pretend that this is the first thing that Disney's put out or licensed or cared about. Let's see what happens if people want this versus something else, or they want to keep collecting the pins that I see at the theme parks, or like
pins go crazy,
or whatever, whatever else they're collecting. There's a lot of interest in Disney, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a successful TCG. It doesn't mean it's going to crack the top 3, and it's certainly not unseating Pokemon anytime soon. This is like a decade-long thing, but it's tough in this when you're making content to like view things with that length of time. Everything's like black and white. Is it going to be the best by the end of this year? I think it's like the easy answer is 100% not. It's not going to be the best in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, even if they launch perfectly.
Yeah, I think Lootbox said something interesting. Where is it? When you're talking about value before it comes out as a collectible, that's a bad sign. I think me and you literally said that on the phone today.
Yeah, I mean, it should be about you want to see general and organic interest in a collectible. It's the best collectibles didn't intend to necessarily be this like manufactured hype. So of course, Pokemon knew what it was doing when it released the stuff. They wanted it to succeed, right? Like, but a lot of it was driven by organic interest. Like, I really wanted the cards. Like, I didn't go on YouTube and like hear from adults that were buying the cards. Hey, kids, we're trading these cards. You should too. Like, my parents or like parents didn't know about them, which made them cooler to us as kids, right? It's like
Mhm.
you don't take direction like when your teachers tell you something's cool, it's not organic. And I
Yeah.
feel like the only people interested in Lorcana right now are adults, which is cool, which is fine. But that doesn't, to me, strike at me as something that like people are dying for. Like, not a single kid in America has ever heard of Lorcana, and maybe they will in a few months. Maybe that will be trading them in the back of the
Interesting,
bus.
actually.
We'll
I
see.
almost wish I knew more kids to pull them, but I mean, yeah. Like I said, like I have two teacher friends, and they always ask me. They always tell me whenever I see them, they're like, "Oh my god, all my kids ask for Pokemon cards," and I donate my bulk to them, and they love it. They are never once being like, "Hey, do you have any Pocahontas cards? Do you have any Marvel cards?" Like, no one thinks of that. You get your enjoyment in other ways. That's what I think this TCG is different than a lot of people are talking about MetaZoo and stuff like that. Like, Disney is so specifically different because there's so much enjoyment in other ways. Whereas MetaZoo, like, if you like the game, you like the game. Like, quite frankly, like I like the MetaZoo cards. I'm not out here like ripping the sets all the time and building like a master deck, but like, there's no other connection with MetaZoo. Like, there's no TV show, there's no dolls, there's no like it wasn't around 15 years ago. I think that's a really bad sign. That's actually a really bad sign that MetaZoo is so successful and Disney is less successful, and they have
I
100
don't know
years to
about
back it
that.
up.
I think you're wilding out now.
I don't think I'm wild.
Lorcana's going to sell more boxes in one day than MetaZoo sold in their entire
Okay,
history.
but like MetaZoo has been like on a decent straight line, for maybe, I don't know, a year.
Yeah, it's the fact that but think about how hard they had to fight to even be part of the discussion, right?
And they are. I went to New York Comic Con, and MetaZoo had a longest line in New York Comic Con, longer than some of the voice actors. Like, that says something to me.
Yeah, that seems like interest in it. That's not manufactured.
I'm on one this week, by the way, like completely fired up. I'm answering comments. I'm talking back to comment. Like, today's a good day to fight on the internet with me. But
Well,
anyway, and I feel like I have to be so anti Disney now, and I'm really not. Like, I'm going to buy Lorcana if I can at an affordable price.
I think
But
you're just anti crazy takes because I think it affects everybody that wants to be a part of it.
yeah, and I'm very anti when I can't get my hands on something. Like, of course, yes, I want it more, but I'm literally not going to pay for it if it's a Mickey Mouse card.
That's it.
Whereas, like, the numbered, hate to bring up the B word, but like the Fortnite Balenciaga drop, right? Like, that was numbered and like very
Well, that
limited.
was just
Like, if we're
fewer.
gonna compare it to like fashion or something, whereas like if a Mickey Mouse card becomes unaccessible, like, I don't care about it.
Well, that's a you thing though. Like you
That's
have
my
to
hot
decide
take.
what status symbol you want to spend your money on. For some people, it is
True,
like
but I think a lot of people in this chat agree that they'd rather spend their money on not a Mickey Mouse card.
see. I don't know if I agree with you with that. Like it's to each his own what you're willing to spend and try to get your clout on. The question is if this Lorcana will ever be in the stratosphere of deserving of clout. I think
Yeah.
it's like that Fortnite hat you have is worth now $0.
Well, yeah, because of Balenciaga.
So it has no clout and no value, but it does have value to you personally. But unfortunately, you can't show it to the world. Thus, the clout has disappeared from the hat.
Yeah.
And if people don't want Lorcana, your $10,000 Mickey is now like the Balenciaga hat, worthless.
Who wants Lorcana?
A lot of people right now, but I don't. It's not organic.
Who
Organic.
who wants Lorcana? Like, there's different Mickey Mouse cards, right? Like, let's just talk about the white set because that's already out. It's already out. We have our hands on it.
Yeah.
There's a couple different Mickey Mouse cards. There's one in particular that has a gold stamp on it. I think it says 100 years of Disney or
Steamboat.
something. Steamboat Mickey. What, 10, 15K?
I don't know. I saw that on TikTok, like I
Do
said last
you
week.
feel like you want that stamped Mickey card against the non-stamped Mickey card? Jet, I'm like literally asking you.
No, but I would rarely spend $10,000 on a trading card though. But if I was in a big collector, like in the sports world, that's a dime a dozen. There are rookies that ride the bench that have cards that sell for 30 or
So
forty thousand
who's
dollars.
keeping Lorcana alive?
It's not even released yet.
But then who's like,
It's
we have
hyped
to
up. It's
speculate on
hyped
it.
up. Like,
I
do
saw
you,
someone today post the set 12K. 12K. The
those are
promo set.
limited promo sets.
Fine. That's fair.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is I don't
Fair
think
on the promo take.
price should be will ultimately reflect like interest in it. And to me, you can't define interest in for a few years, so you're speculating. So
You're right.
putting
We're
that
not
money,
supposed to do that.
you're much better off spending that money on something else, right? Like because like more likely than not, the price of those cards is not going to go up.
Fair.
That's my thought.
Um Yeah, Lorcana is getting beaten to by the market. Other TCGs are it's going to hurt its launch. There are now 2 Disney 100 Years of Magic products on marketplaces. We got the Weiss King up in here, by the way.
Yeah,
Alex, I wish we could just like have you on. I'll send you the link if you want.
there's
But
nothing to say really. Just don't buy products that are incredibly hyped. Like if you just waited on Metazor, you waited on a certain like set, like there's plenty of time to buy everything. There's plenty of time to buy base set Pokemon. You could have been buying jungle boxes 20, 10, 12 years after they came out for a couple $100. Like you have plenty of time to decide what you want to collect and what matters to you. The worst thing you could do is buy at the peak of a hype cycle. And I think like that's the point with this. And is this product even going to be accessible because of the hype cycle?
yeah,
And like
well,
is that
Jeff said that we'll see it on shelves next to Pokemon. So is it going to be accessible like in Target?
yeah, but like I mean Champions passed 2 years ago. I'm assuming it's going to get bought out. You know?
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying, like, we're gonna see Lorcana on the shelves
Oh yeah.
at retail.
Yep. Most everything sells like at retail. Like in my local Walmart, the
Oh,
Magic
totally.
card sells, the Pokemon cards sell.
You have nothing to lose if you're
Digimon
gonna
and
buy
the
it at
Yu-Gi-Oh
retail.
sit there forever. There's Digimon packs in my Walmart that have been there since 2021, and it just like, but everything else eventually sells.
Yes, or it gets
But this is gonna go quick.
stolen.
This is gonna go quick. This is gonna go like the flippers.
Wow.
The Walmart creatures are gonna know about this stuff.
Shiv said Lorcana's actual release is taking place at Gen Con.
I have no idea about
I
that.
have to skip the Bachelorette if that's the case. Gotta document it. We'll see. Um, that's crazy. Gen Con was the most well-kept secret of, like, me, you, and GrabChew, I feel like, and no one else. We got so many deals, but, I don't know. I don't know, I'm excited. Again, I'm not anti, but I gotta take a side on the debate, you know?
The debate is don't spend your money on hype.
Who do
That's
you
the
think
debate.
won who do you guys think won the debate, me or Jeff Wilson? You said I was way too nice. You think Jeff won?
I think you let him frame the debate, but I think you did a good job with it.
You did a great job at framing the debate.
Yes, he debated everything that wasn't the point. You know, he was like talking about like what is this car he keeps referencing?
Oh, he threw an amazing line at me that I was like, "I can't come back from that," so it's over.
Look, the debate. There is no debate. They both can exist and both can do well, but like one is driven by hype and the other one's driven by 25 years of success and love.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in Pokemon now, but I like that stuff. I might buy a couple packs,
I'm go if I
but I
get it
will
at
not
retail,
be
I'm
paying
100% buying it.
20x over retail to buy the packs. It's just not. I'm not interested in that.
Agree. It's funny, like, Paul Mary's in here, he was at the Whatnot stream was it last night? Last night, and we started talking about it. I hadn't even seen the take until you guys were talking about it last night. So, yeah, I kinda just went off the feelings, you know? I went off the feelings.
It was a good debate. He did a really good job. You did a really good job. And I think that's what's fun about this. Like, as long as we're all realistic about what our expectations are and it's not like crazy, like financially driven, it's really fun to debate. Is this going to be cool or is this isn't?
And I know you told me not to bring this up, but like, can we briefly talk about Pokemon versus sports cards?
Sure.
Okay. That's like me saying Pokemon's gonna overtake sports cards.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
you think I'm
absurd.
batshit crazy if I say that? That's wild. And I trust me, I don't know barely enough to even have this conversation, but I do know that a Mickey Mantle card sells for a million
Yeah, like the most expensive sports cards are like 10
something.
or 12x. Like
Millions of dollars. Like Pokemon will never see that money
not
ever.
maybe it will in 100 years, right? Or 50 years, but it's not she's gone. She's gone.
I'm back. I went to the National in Atlantic City and I have this file. I have this file with me. Okay? You want to see what's in this file? I took this photo myself and I printed out copies because I thought it was cool as heck. Those are my sneakers. I took that photo. It says 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle PSA 6. Someone cracked out a PSA 6 at the National, dropped it on the restaurant ground in the valet parking lot, and regraded it.
What a world.
I'm sorry. Like that's literally crazy. Mantle did over 10 mil. Palmieri said. Like that's like me saying, "Oh, the first edition Charizard is going to be over 10 mil."
It
He
could
would
be.
come at me and say, "You're absolutely crazy."
It could be. At least you have a track record that people are really interested in and the price has increased. Like Orkana's in its infancy. How many
Yeah.
card games? If we could go through a list of defunct card
Well,
games, the list
Carlos
would be
is
really
infant,
long.
but Disney is 100 years. That's my thing.
There was a Star Wars TCG. There was a Simpsons TCG. There was a Harry Potter TCG. They all failed. Those are really big IPs. They all
Correct.
failed, right? There's tons of failed big IPs. You know why? Because they're not a centerpiece of that IP. When you think of Harry Potter, I don't think, gosh darn, let's build some decks and play a trading card game. But when I think of Pokemon, I think of two things for me personally: the video games and the trading cards.
Yeah, I think of Pokemon Go and the trading cards.
Pokemon Go. But anyway,
Literally sue me.
okay.
You are a lawyer.
But I think it's a good debate as long as
And
we're all rational.
I strike that from the record.
Strike what from the record?
Like agreeing that you'll sue me, I'm striking that from the record.
You can't
Don't
strike
agree.
it from the record because we're not in court.
Stricken. Anyway, um, yeah, Nick, you gave me like one gift on Pokemon Go that never came back up. I feel like we're all in agreement though. It's like, what do the sports guys think?
I don't think they care because this stuff is so small.
But apparently it's not.
Look, Disney as a whole, as a company, is worth whatever it is. What's their market cap? 60 billion, 80 billion?
100 billion
That
according to my chart.
doesn't reflect the TCG. I think sports guys will get into anything, or anybody who's a card dealer will get into anything that can be
105
profitable.
billion.
So
105 billion, by the way.
it's not a debate. My whole point is to Jeff or to you, since you both were in a debate, it's not a debate. Lorcana has so much to prove. It's not even a. It's. It'll be hopeful if they make it to a year. That's your goal when you start a new game. It's like, can it survive
Yeah,
the first year?
agree.
Can there will people still be interested in it in year 2 or year 3? You know, Lord of the
Right.
Rings had a TCG that failed. Like what Star Wars? Imagine Star Wars that failed, right?
Uh,
The TCG,
what the
yeah,
hell is the
had like 9
TCG?
expansion sets. It's failed, and all the cards are relatively worthless.
I didn't even know there was a Star Wars TCG.
Yeah.
I just know about
Well,
the
back
Star
in
Wars
the
Signature series and
after Magic came out, there was a craze similar to what happened in 2020, where all these new games came out. And Wizards of the Coast released a Simpsons one, a Harry Potter one, the Neopets TCG. Like, they all failed. And the only thing that survived was essentially like Magic and Pokemon outside of Force of Will.
Yeah. I think there's a clear pavement
That's right.
for
Marvel had a TCG. I used to collect it. I have so many of those graded cards.
really
Marvel Overpower. It was actually really fun to play.
interesting. I mean, the PMGs were in a TCG. I mean, I have Marvel product available on my website if you guys want to rip it. But why did here's a question, random question that came to my head. Why did they switch? Let's just Star Wars, for instance. Why did they switch from making a TCG, specifically a game that you can play, to Signature Series?
So there was always Star Wars cards that were not part of the TCG, right? Like started in the 70s with the movies. But during the TCG craze of the 90s, or the CCG, whatever name you want to use, anyone with IP was licensing stuff to Wizards of the Coast to make them games, or to whatever card provider. Like Magic was such a phenomena that everyone was like, we need a card game. We need a card game. It was like last year with the metaverse, whatever trend.
Did they do it with basically like a blank mind of thinking, oh, hopefully this works, but you know what? We're going to also
No, they
release.
didn't give a shit. They're like, here's our IP, do whatever you want, pay us.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
basically, the TCG literally means nothing. And now we've realized, based on Star Wars, at least I've opened about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different Star Wars product, none of them being TCG.
Well, because it's defunct.
Defunct.
Doesn't exist anymore.
But why? That's what I'm asking. Why? Why am I selling Star Wars Signature Series for a premium and no one gives a shit about TCG? That's what my question is. Like, why? Why does no one care about Star Wars TCG?
I don't know. The game mechanics were probably terrible. The cards looked like shit. Like, there's a lot of reasons why. It was probably a really lazy
It's not fun to play. It's more fun to get a signature from your favorite character.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Like, I'm saying, like, we're talking about TCG. We just made a whole argument.
In the late 90s, based on the success of Magic, similar to like all the TCGs, the Kickstarter TCGs of 2020 that are all going to be gone in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's really hard to launch a card game.
Yes. Okay. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Geez, this has become such a debate. I forgot to remind you guys that you guys can buy product on DonDiegoTrading.com. I do have the new Star Wars Signature Series 2023 up. So anyway,
yes.
We're about a half an hour into our first topic. We got 2 more topics to get to. We got freaking modern Pokemon.
Well, how do you get to the website? You got it.
I'll show you guys. Because I know how to do this now. Oh, did you edit it?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, we got the music. No. I did have Weiss Disney to rip, but I actually sold out of it. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm happy about it. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with saying it's going to trump Pokemon cards. All right, so here's the website, DonniegoTrading.com. I'm actually sold out of every single plasma pack. I got and every legendary pack. Sorry, I gotta update that. And I'm sold out of that. Shit. Len's gonna update it right now. Dark Explorers, the Blister. We do have do we have Star Wars on here? Oh, crap balls. No, but we're gonna add Star Wars Signature Series right now. Or I can just drop my, you know what some people do? They drop their PayPal in the chat and then do it that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. You can just add it. All right, so that's the website. Go grab some stuff. That's me. That's me with my trading cards. Birthday bundle's still up if you guys want to grab it. And yeah, so.
What about the trading card?
Oh yes, and I got merch. Holy crap! I almost forgot to tell you guys. If y'all want some cool merch, I have a limited amount of these t-shirts, so go grab a t-shirt. And we've got trading cards. Woohoo. First merch in over a year, so go have fun, buy some, support, and yeah. Yeah, so I did see Adam Sandler at the card show. What the heck was that about? What show was that?
The Long Island National, the one I always tell you about in
That's
Hampstead.
crazy.
He's doing a movie.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, who is he playing?"
I think he was just doing background, you know?
Wow. I mean, that's freaking cool. Wasn't he seen like eating a jar of pickles the other day too?
I don't know.
Oh, well,
Is that crazy?
I don't know, but we should soon talk about the rant.
What's the rant?
Did you add the Star Wars?
No, I don't. I can't do it right now.
I can do it.
We'll focus on the
So
show.
everyone was like, I posted a couple rants Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was on a rampage. Despite the Disney versus Pokemon, we are entering essentially modern history in Pokemon. And I said this about 6 months ago. I did with the Moonbreon. So now that we're seeing like this Lily card go crazy, Moonbreon, Miriam, like I feel like there's a lot to reevaluate with modern. So
Like what? What do you want to reevaluate?
well, so last time we compared it with sports cards, which like we also compare like people are comparing it with a base set Charizard now.
Which one? Moonbreon?
Lily, Moonbreon is still quite literally, and this I guess relates to the third topic, which is the theft of all that, which happened about a year ago, I think. Oh, I asked a question to all of you guys, and I'm going to read off some of the responses. Like, how did it affect the pop reports or just collecting in general? And a lot of the responses were that it didn't. What?
I'm lost. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the theft of the secret rares, the Moonbreon, like the all
Oh, we're
arts.
talking about modern cards.
It's kind of relates.
Okay. I'll just talk about modern cards. I think generally, like, the prices have been, we've done like multiple shows of this price on the pricing of this. And I think the hardest part for people to come to terms with is it's just trendy for modern cards right now. Like, they're being driven up by the demand and like hype around them. I think these aren't assets you can value like you would like the price of gas or the price of oil or like a stock that has physical assets. They're driven by emotional interest. And the emotional interest in what people want are modern cards. They don't want WotC right now. It's not to say that they won't a few years from now, but everything is trend driven in this hobby. And that's like, you have to come to terms with it, that it's trend driven and like interest driven versus value.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as value.
We set the market, FYI. Surprise. I'm adding the product. Keep going.
Oh, well, who sets the market?
Like,
Well,
our interest and desire sets the market for these cards.
yeah, for sure. I think like it's not driven by rationality. Like, it's rational that you want to have lunch, right? Like, you need to have lunch. You need to do these things to survive. But in Pokemon or in anything, like for collecting stamps or Pokemon cards, it's going to be driven by like what your desires are. Whether they're driven by like watching someone else buy a card and you're like, that's really cool, or you're the trendsetter yourself, right? So ultimately, like, you have to come to terms with that. There's no rationality to any of these prices, and you can't like rationalize it away and say like, well, the only time they're going to change is when the market itself changes and the interest pivots. People got sick of WotC. Like, how many openings can you really
You
see?
couldn't ask me to do a base set box break.
So,
Really. So people are saying the cards were stolen 2 years ago. So we did hear about this a couple years ago. But you had quite a hot take on this,
I'm not
actually.
up on all the facts about the stolen cards. Like, I really am not. I think there's
We,
people that
we
know.
don't know anything for sure.
There are. It's a crazy story, and you don't like to see it, and it's like people shouldn't steal. But ultimately, like, I don't think it's going to have a material effect on the pop reports or like anything else. It's just a bad look in general because it's like all these stories about it are going viral, and hopefully it doesn't impact the people that like open packs and they have less confidence, right?
Right. That's what my people are like, oh, that's why I haven't been getting hits. That's why it's like, not really.
I think we've seen enough openings that exist out there from big breakers, whether it's like a Pokey Chloe type or a store when they open
Yeah,
mass
Chloe
box
pulled like
openings.
10.
The pull rates don't seem to actually be affected. I think it's more of a confidence thing.
And you're not supposed to pull them in every single pack or every 10 packs. That's
Yeah.
what makes them so, like, cool. Okay,
Stories
by the
like
way,
this contribute to people's things they think about, like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, right? It's like, oh, well, of course that was happening. Like, even though it's probably like a minuscule percentage of like the cards produced, right?
yeah. Um, sorry, friends. Star Wars is up. I know we talked about it. It's up on the website. We got the 2023 Star Wars. Lean into it. Get some Disney product here. I'm actually all sold out of the Zard Chasers. I gotta re-up on Shining Fates and Darkness Ablaze. So I'm sorry. Maybe next week I'll have more. I never in my life thought that I would run out of Shining Fates, but here we are. Okay, sorry, I was doing that. So Silver Tempest, yeah, it's the only one I have on the site right now, but I have Secret Wonders. I have a lot of different stuff, so everything is not added yet. We're adding stuff daily, but you know. All right, sir.
I was putting the Star Wars live, so you got to respond to my take.
I was doing the Star Wars
All
thing.
right. So what's your take on the stolen cards?
My take on the stolen cards, honestly, and I'm gonna read some of yours. I don't think it affects the collectability or the pop reports or anything. Actually, did you say that?
No, I said basically it's like a story that's going to generate a lot of interest because people like it's going to feed into a lot of things people thought like when they opened a pack and didn't get cards. It's unfortunate that it happened.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't think that that's viable.
what?
It might feed into the way that you think, like, oh, damn, that's why it took me 400 packs to pull the Moonbryon. But that's really not why. I really don't think so. But I do want to read some of your responses out loud, so I just have to get to them very quickly. And yeah. So I put up a question on the story. How is theft impacting collecting long-term pop reports, etc., 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 basically affecting anything? A lot of you said the exact same thing, so I'll just read off a couple. If there is a demand for the product, I don't see it impacting value too much. Maybe some fluctuation. Agree. In the long term, won't affect a thing. It will be forgotten about. Agree. Do
I
you
agree
agree?
with that.
Let's do agree. Let's do agree, disagree. This was either a quick cash grab or more calculated pop control for long-term benefit of theft.
That is one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my entire life.
Disagree?
Yeah.
Okay, in the grand scheme of things, this is about 0.0005% of the hits. Sucks, but no impact.
I agree, but it's actually even less than that, so I
Agree.
partially agree.
Thefts confirmed to not have impacted the feeders only creates more demand for the sets, in my opinion. Agree with the first part, disagree with the second part.
Disagree. I don't even know what that take meant.
Happens in all industries. I think it won't affect the market at all.
Agree. I mean, have you ever seen a truck go missing and the TVs and the...
You did say let's just say it, you were the man behind the text messages.
I had a lack of sleep, and I was hearing all these takes. I feel like this has been a very tumultuous week in the Pokemon world, and Jeff Wilson has his finger on the pulse of the community and knew all it needed was a little push to send it over the edge. We had stolen cards. We had $3,000 Japanese waifu cards. We've got it all. We've got this guy. I don't even know. I follow some Pokemon people, and then I see stories. Everyone's mad at this other guy who cracked a PSA 9 and did this, and this guy was waiting online.
I agree.
This isn't a true collector, and this person, you know what? He didn't hold the card for that long. This person, God forbid, they actually tried to sell it, and it was just one of those weeks. And ultimately, this is a story that's fuzzy. This guy who stole the cards is a piece of shit. Like, if he actually did steal the cards, like how he got them, Pokemon do an internal review, or whoever does the printing or whatever was stolen from a print warehouse. Get your stuff together. Consumer confidence is important. Clearly, this isn't affecting the pop report or pull rates. Grow up. But it is important that we protect the confidence in this, because when you open packs, you want a fair shot, right? You don't want to say, like, it's not fair, right? That's the whole point. It's like it's a little bit of a fun experience whether you do or don't pull something. So
I agree with your take. I just don't have the balls to say it.
We want positivity.
People were like, oh my God, I can't believe he's screaming at you. I was like, oh, you guys don't understand. We're like discussing it. They were coming for you. They came for you because they thought you were...
Come get me. Just come get me. I've reached the point of no return with not...
Take me now.
I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy, like, when I come and talk about this stuff, I want to enjoy it. I don't want it to be like these people, the Pokemon police and all these crazy people, like, just like, let's just have some fun and enjoy the cards, you know?
Yeah, that's not life these days, ever since money came into Pokemon, though.
Very true. More money, more problems, as they say.
Facts, literally. Do we know the details?
Don't steal stuff. Come on.
Do you remember when I ratted on Barnes & Noble's 3 years ago and you were like, oh my God, I can't believe you ratted. Like the number one rule.
Yeah, I would never tell.
I'm the first person to fucking tell on you. I will tell on you. I saw, was it Magic or Pokemon?
People
I don't know.
Are still doing it. I went into the
I saw something stolen in Barnes & Noble and I walked right up to the lady at the front desk. I said, this was stolen. And if I knew the name, I'd rat him out immediately.
I just don't feel that, like, yeah, okay.
Like, I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Someone, all right. Iocane Powder said, do we know the details? Was this a stolen case or was this a calculated thing where they planned and printed more than the quota? You'd think quality control would notice the missing quantity.
This is where I said at the beginning, like, I am not up on it. I've only seen, like, the very, like, quick videos and things like that. I would also, like, there are probably people who've done deep dives. I can only imagine the deep dives that are being done, like, on this. Like, so there's either a security issue. Most likely what happened is there's some issue where workers had way too much access to, like, be able to move stuff around, right? Like, somebody, like, whether it was printed or being packaged.
Yes. You should never have that much access to be able to steal that many. Quite honestly, like, I thought that picture was fake. I thought that was a true assembly line of, like, they're adding the cards, not stealing the cards. Like, it seems unreasonable to get away with.
I think they print millions of these cards, not millions of like the hits, but there's probably quite a few. I mean,
Yeah.
the drop in the bucket, and it's they're needing to revisit what's
Yeah.
sure
I
it
think
already is being revisited.
all my comments are honestly really the same. Alex said, okay, this printing facility needs help.
Facts.
Ooh, made a little mix. Let's see, Frankie. All right, which brings us on to, this is our third topic, right?
Well, you didn't really talk about the modern stuff, and then it
All
kind
right,
of blended.
take us away, because
I
we have
already did my rant. You were
we have
doing
a whole
something.
thing with the pop culture and the modern and this.
I
Like,
just basically said, like, I gotta stop. Here's my pet peeve, and I don't want to get into it, right? There's
ooh, yeah,
no rational explanation for a lot of the pricing and things that go on. It's like if people want, it's driven by interest, right?
yeah. But what's up with
Um,
like the? Can I truly ask you, what's up with these black label prices?
I'm not educated on it. I mean, I think it's a chase, right? It's like anything. It's like why do you grade cards, right? You grade cards to make them easier to sell. You want the top condition of it, and there's always these little competitions, right, between grading companies of like this is harder to achieve than the other thing. I think it adds collectability to the hobby, especially when the cards aren't rare, right? It's like how do you collect something when there's 10,000 copies of it?
Yeah,
Maybe there's different ways to do it, and I think that's where grading companies have added value to modern cards. And then for vintage stuff, it's more like I want a higher grade, right? It's like I want a 5 or 4 or 6 where the grades really matter. But in modern, everything's pretty much mint, so like how do you make it a chase, right?
yeah.
I think that's driven some of that price speculation.
I think that's fair. All right, I'm gonna put together this little pack. All right, what else do we have to debate on here before we get to rips? That was a very non-ego approved mix. I actually really like that mix. We're gonna open some Silver Tempest, Breakpoint, Brilliant Stars, Battle Styles, and Cosmic Eclipse.
Yeah, back to the cards. We've debated a lot of debates.
Well, it's debate week. All week, I feel like we've been triggered to get on a debate.
I'm interested to see where everything goes with modern. I think it's the one thing I don't feel like I can predict. Like, is it just going to keep driving forward, right? Is like, we're going to be back to WotC? Where are we going to be in Pokemon in 2 years? That's what's interesting about the hobby.
Yeah.
Because where's the spotlight going to shine? And if you can predict that, you're going to do great for yourself as a collector or a gatherer.
But that's the thing. Can we predict that?
I don't think so.
In a million years wouldn't have saw that Lily Ultra Prism. What?
Yeah, that's been going that way for a while. I mean, it's just.
I'm sorry. What? What are your thoughts on the spikes of Sun and Moon alt arts? All right, you answer this while I put together the rest of this bundle, if you don't mind.
I mean, Sun and Moon is just in general like super interesting. Like in the box prices, I think it reflects like a lot of movement. I've been amazed by the seal prices. Like I know there's been some buyouts of some cards and different things, but I don't know which card specifically, Broccoli, but like the team up box price, I just looked at it the other day and I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the second comment too is like modern, it's somewhat, the last time we talked about like modern sports base cards, because that's where there's like a similar population and price point, like Luka Doncic rookies and Devin Booker rookies that were like really speculated on during the early parts of COVID, and those cards are worth like 1/10 of what they were a year or two ago, and there's just so many of them, it's hard to imagine the price going back up. So that's why modern is so intriguing. It's like some of these cards, I'm like, oh, you're never going to top this card, and then Miriam topped it, and then there's this other new girl card that's like $2,000 raw coming out of Japan, and if Miriam wasn't enough at 600, like what's next? Like a $5,000 like out of the pack like modern card. Um, that's going to be interesting where all that shakes out, and hopefully it doesn't dissuade people from collecting. But you got to be aware that there's a lot of those cards. So if anything like happens or moves sideways, like there could be some quick movements. Or the Moonbryon is just it. It's him. Moonbryon is him or her.
I feel like honestly it might be. Frankie Doge, good luck by the way. We'll keep talking.
I don't know. The Moonbryon might. I don't want to classify
the Moonbryon is, and I said this a couple months ago, entering historic territory. It's still up there.
Maybe it is that historic card.
Of the pop report.
Maybe it's one of those cards. It's just this is one of the most iconic. Like, is it in that top 10?
I think it is. I think it will literally go down in iconic history. It doesn't matter the pop report if it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Like, people are still buying it and we're still paying a lot of money for it.
Yeah. Boy, it's going to be interesting though. I don't think all the alt arts will like stay with the Moonbryon. But
what do you mean?
Like they're not going to be as relevant. Like the Moonbryon is in its own category.
Yeah, I don't think the alt arts. Evolving Skies was an absolute like an S tier set.
Yeah.
Absolute S tier set. It made me forget about WotC completely. I'm serious.
It's kind of true. That was really like.
And I feel like I'm not alone.
There you go.
Full art trainer. Let me know, Frankie, if you want your bulk. I don't remember if you take it or not. I'm gonna start making a rule where it hits only, but you know.
What's the number 2 modern card?
Number 1. What's number 2?
Latios.
Actually, I kind of agree with that. People stay saying that that's one of the best modern alt arts.
Yeah, the alt arts, like, it's inevitable that there's going to be a time and period where they don't go up in price.
Yeah.
The trend will move away from modern at some point. Or at least things will shift. Everybody agrees that's number 2.
Yeah, everybody agrees.
I think it's pretty easy. Those are pretty easy 1 and 2s.
Yes.
The third, now you guys start to get debatable on 3.
Yeah, Team Up went bonkers from the last show that we were at.
Sealed is Chilling Rain is 140 on TCG Player.
Really?
That was an 85 a box on eBay in 2020. What year? I don't know what year it is, but that was a year ago.
Burning Shy, I would love to pull that Zard. Yeah, the Giratina.
Giratina is interesting because it's got a lower like gem rate than the other alt arts, so I love the card. I don't think it's like iconic, but who knows? Maybe I'm just out. I don't like the cards that are dark because I can't see the Pokemon.
Cricketune V Battle Style stays not performing.
I don't know. Full Art Trainer. It could have been worse. Where are the alt arts?
Sleepy T-Tar. But we got a little array here. Frankie Doge has blessed us on. So we're ripping all of it. Let me know. Speak your piece now. We also are going to rip the Silver Tempest 3-pack, Cosmic Eclipse, the promo, and the Brilliant Stars. These are fun because you get to rip the packs, and they all come with promos and or coins or both. So. Yeah, I remember I got like an offer last night on my Chilling Reign. I was like, what the heck? No.
Box prices, man.
But the Moon Brown is definitely making history. Trevenant, non-hollow. Oh, these are so sick.
We'll see. Everyone's been predicting the death of Modern for the last year or two.
Okay.
DX tag team cards. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's just maybe we're bad. I don't know what's going to be. I'm just trying to think of what's next because Scarlet and Violet made it clear that they're going to continue the alt art as the chase. I don't see us going on a vintage kick. It just doesn't seem like something that's like realistic. Like it being like, you know, that was just too obvious because we had the Logan Paul driven like WotC. It's like it's never going to be like formulaic. Oh, let's go back to WotC. Is it going to like? I'm really interested to see what the set designs are in the next few.
One day. Ooh, Superior V. It's a nice one. I will say I killed it in Tempest the other day.
What you get?
The Lugia V, the Rayquaza V Max. Malamar TG. And Reshiram V. So any other hot takes? Anyone? We're pretty silent tonight after the debate.
Take myself into oblivion.
What?
I just feel like you didn't respond to what's your take on Modern? We still have yet to get it.
Oh, I said it.
What is it?
I'm not buying by any way, shape, or form those insane prices. I love it. I want to pull it, and I've had more fun opening Modern than I have like a base set box, quite frankly. But no, I'm not paying $10,000 for a Lily card.
I think the most
a Miriam card. Whatever she's at now. Now.
Modern's really fun. It's just crazy.
Cosmic Eclipse has been a set that's been an actually insane investment if you did it a couple years ago.
Yeah, this is like 700 plus a box now. Sun and Moon is the most interesting. That's the most interesting thing, and a bunch of people said Sun and Moon in the chat, whether they're talking about individual cards or certain sets. Like Sun and Moon is really starting to get into that next level of like what it can be. And there's so many great sets in Sun and Moon.
Yes, there are.
So early Sword and Shield, not great, but
all right, Brilliant Stars. But I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun ripping Modern versus, like we said, oh my god, when I opened my first base set box in summer 2 years ago. Was that?
You broke your record for the longest box break, though. The Evolving Skies from yesterday.
4.5 hours? I don't know. Yesterday, my Evolving Skies box break took 4 hours.
That was the longest one I've ever been a part of.
But there were different factors to that. But the one at Collecticon with Sarah Cheney, that was it base set?
Yeah, I bought a pack in that thing and I got stiffed.
Yeah.
Freaking last.
And she was like, "We love trainers." I was like, "Yeah, we love trainers."
I actually graded that card and I got a 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But I bought the pack before you pulled the Charizard.
Damn.
And then The break continued and continued, and the next day I came back and it was still going.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of long box breaks, that's for sure. They're just not that exciting anymore. But when I did open the base set box summer, I want to say 2 years ago with Blake. Damn, we're not pulling anything good tonight.
And you pulled the stage error. I'll never forget that.
I didn't even know what that was, I think.
The chat saw it or something. Everyone went,
Yeah,
back in the day.
Stage error. And I still am not very, I don't know about error cards. You could probably throw one in front of me and I wouldn't know what it is. But, ooh, Vaporeon TG. And not a little Straptor. Alright, Frankie, not the best night ever for you. But decent. Appreciate you. Yeah, so...
What's your hottest of hot takes? Like, what's been burning? You said you wanted to go after people on the internet. This is it?
Oh, no, I'm just down for a fight. I'm not going after anyone.
Come on, let's see. What is your one thing that you left unsaid after all the debates tonight? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think I said it and you were like, whoa, relax, you're going crazy. I already said it.
Were you typing in all caps?
No, I don't do that. But you were.
I think my button was locked, but
yeah.
I hate to see that.
Yeah, it was probably locked. All right, last call for packs. But yeah, I think I gave my hot take at the beginning. I really went off.
Leonhardt was in a fight?
I don't watch that. It's very cringe. I will not watch that stuff. I don't want to see anyone get beat up. Yeah, he did the boxing for charity or whatever.
Did he win?
I don't know. I can't bring myself to watch that stuff.
Would you ever do a boxing match for charity?
Depends who it's against.
So you would have to wait and see who your opponent was?
Yep.
But you would consider it?
Yep.
Interesting.
But I want to know who it's up against.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like if I have a fair shot.
Yeah. It's only
interesting. But yeah. Oh no, he lost. I want to see him win a fight.
Yeah, for the community.
Would you? I know you have a couple people.
Would I box?
Yeah.
Why not? It's really hard, but yeah, it has to be, I don't know. Yeah, the right person.
The right person.
Right, like you said.
Bionic broccoli, that is not a hot take. It is a perfectly temperatured take.
Yeah,
TRR,
EX.
All the EX, yeah, TRR. It's my favorite set. So
EX keeps chugging along while everything else goes up and down. Chugs along.
Oh gosh. Yeah. EX is way hotter than WotC.
I see the prices on the WotC cards and I'm just like, wow. On the PSA 9s on eBay, I don't even know if I probably have some. They're all like $80, $85.
80? Like $35.
No, I'm talking about like first edition hollows.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Neo hollows.
Just put that in your attic or something and look at it in like 5 or 10 years.
I'm interested to see what our predictions we made in December, how they're going to look. Because I think I said something about WotC 9s. I don't think that's going to end well.
What did I say?
Well, that I don't remember, so we'll just pull it out and we're going to see.
But I have the same sentiment where I'm always like, oh, we shouldn't sell it, and you're just like, churn it.
It's hard to sell the WotC first edition hollows for like $70. It just hurts a little bit.
Yes. No, maybe OBS next week. Maybe next week. We had a impromptu debate tonight on IG Live, so I didn't have a chance to finish my my stuff. But Fortnite tonight?
Debates come before tech. Always.
Debate before tech. Debate before tech.
There should be a weekly forum for everyone to just yell at each other. And then we won't have to have...
It's called Reddit.
No, like you come on video with the person that you're
Ooh, I like
shooting
that.
with, and you just scream at them.
Half these people won't.
I know,
They're
but it
not
could
gonna.
be better for everybody, is what I'm saying. Not
I agree.
boxing, not fighting. Just yell it out.
I'm down, honestly.
Just yell it out.
Well,
That's my 2 cents. We got a new order.
okay, we'll do that.
You're
I
up.
was just looking at this Leafeon promo, by the way. It's absolutely beautiful.
What
I think it's
Leafeon
in the
promo?
Brilliant Stars 3-pack. It's literally insane.
Is that's the one with the little flower growing?
Ooh, Tempest booster box. Are we gonna rip the box? Yeah, the one with the little flower on it. It's actually literally fire.
There's a connected art with the Glaceon.
Yeah. Yeah. I got really bad grades on that Glaceon promo though.
It happens.
Rip! Alright, we're gonna rip a box of Silver Tempest and Cosmic Eclipse. So can you entertain them for 2 minutes? 1 minute? 60 seconds? 20 seconds?
I've been entertained. I've been talking. I've lost my voice and I have no more water.
Oh my god.
So yeah, if you haven't so far, please hit the subscribe button. We have more videos coming, grade reveals, some other stuff. It's going to be an interesting few weeks, and we're going to continue to add more stuff to the website, especially some vintage Pokemon. And maybe even some Lorcana in a few weeks. It'll just be a site of complete Lorcana stuff. Or we'll just pivot full time to debates and arguments. So, is everyone going to Dallas Collecticon? What's the next show people are going to that are excited about? I know there's Collecticon Dallas. We have National coming up here. I feel like there's a few other shows. I feel like there's a big show that I'm missing. San Diego Comic-Con, is that coming up as well? And then we got a new Pokemon set coming as well. So, Dallas, Toronto. Yeah, Toronto's the one we thought about going to. I feel like Toronto's good. People always say that Toronto's a good show. Card Party.
Your passport.
Yeah. You got your passport?
Well, not yet, but I sent it in.
Oh, okay. Card Party, Dallas. Are you going to Card Party?
I don't know. It's so expensive to get out to the West Coast now. It's literally the same price as going to Italy. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh wow, I usually have a mat over here.
What do you got for us?
I'm gonna give you guys, first of all, the Fortnite mat so you don't have to see all the junk. And we're gonna open another Cosmic Eclipse and a whole booster box of Tempest. So we'll see if we can hit that Lugia. Last night we hit the V, but it wasn't enough. Just wasn't.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
Damn, I can't believe I had a debate with Jeff today.
You what do they kids say? You manifested it.
I did. I straight up added him.
It was fun.
It was like, see you at 9.
It was more of the vibes we need out there.
I agree. Let's talk
Remember
about
Drake was opening packs that one night?
What was opening what?
Packs?
Oh my
like
god.
vibe nights.
I stayed up West Coast hours, which was like, they started at like 12:30 p.m., which was 3 a.m. my time. LaFave went live with Drake. I stayed up all night for
Those
that.
were the vibes.
What was the opening again?
That's like the logo manhunt in National Treasures. Is that
National Treasures, yeah. Did
And
he
then
ever
he didn't
found
hit
it?
And then he didn't hit it.
But someone eventually pulled that, right?
Backyard pulled it, yeah.
Backyard pulled it. Did they sell it to Drake? Like, what's happening with that?
I don't know. I don't know what's Drake up to. Is he still collecting? Like where's
I
he
haven't
at?
heard from him in a while, you know?
I guess he's got his tour coming up.
Wallace and Fleer. But I did run into LaFave at the Mint. I was like, oh, you're my idol. Like, I was sure you're my idol because you're once removed from Drake. It's like a cousin you have, you know? All right,
Yeah.
full ass Tempest box going.
Friend of the program.
Everyone drop some good luck for Frankie Doge. We're ripping an entire silver Tempest box right now. Thank God he's a no bulk guy.
It's a lot of bulk. Give it to the kids.
A lot of bulk. But that's a good topic too. Like with AI, are we all doomed?
A lot of people are saying that.
Are rappers doomed? Are teachers doomed? Are poets doomed? What's up? Are content creators doomed?
That's what they said when the computer came out. I think it'll just create more creativity. It allows people to be more creative. Like someone like me, I can't draw, but I have a lot of ideas, and I can feed it to an AI and have it create stuff for me. That's great. It empowers us to be the best version of ourselves, or it'll kill all of us. One of the two.
Right. But the computer hasn't killed us yet.
Right.
I remember I read, I got this random magazine from that wonderful restaurant that you took me to in New Hampshire, and they said something about the impact of the internet back then, which was 1999, 2001 area. Yeah. And they were like, the internet takes up about, I honestly want to say they only said about 30% back then. And now we're at over, what, 80, 90?
You're saying like usage, people using it every day?
Usage. And this was just based on music usage, but outside of music usage. It's in the
like ubiquitous with everything we do in life.
It's almost daily life has become unlivable without it, like getting places, right? GPS, weather.
Well, that's what I think with AI. It's like if it empowers us to do more tasks, more efficiently, then great. But everyone's worried it's going to kill us because it's going to think for itself. What do you think? Will it kill us?
Well, everyone's afraid of competition.
Do you think the AI will take us out?
No. I think authenticity is always going to win. But I think forever we're going to be afraid of competition. If I'm in a room with 1,000 people that are better than me, I'm going to be completely afraid.
Yeah.
And that's what AI is. You're in a room with 1,000, forget that, hundreds of thousands of smarter people that are better than you. Ooh, Regilecki VMAX. But that's the room that you want to be in. So maybe we can learn something from AI. Maybe we can talk to AI on a daily basis, ask questions, learn something, make our content better, make our content more educational. Another full art trainer. Can AI rip packs? No. I still have my job. Dude, Shiv, you texted me that, but I didn't read it yet. Not that I didn't read it yet. I didn't actually play it yet, but everyone has been talking about the Drake AI song on the radio today. I was at CBS and they were talking about the Jay-Z AI song, and they played it on the radio and it sounded exactly like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's going to allow us to be more creative.
It's no different than when the computer came out.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
IMO.
It's just that the AI is like it learns, you know, the computer just takes your input.
Well, it's like mom trying to get to your house with the GPS built into the car from 2014. Like, it doesn't learn anything. However, it's a really smart engine that has been, fed information, but it doesn't actually learn new information. We need to learn new information.
That's exactly what AI is doing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to join?
But in the Terminator, AI killed everything. What's that?
No, I'm down to have more people on and just go at it.
Yeah.
Unknown V? That's kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Plenty of hot button topics that people lovely to debate.
I gotta see the Ice Spice one. Have you seen that?
No.
I gotta see that. Didn't
What
they
is
like sue them?
What is it? What is it?
Okay, so there's an Ice Spice. Is it with Drake, Mary? Some AI with like Ice Spice, and I think there's some suing going on.
Like a video of them? What is it?
Let's see what he says.
Interesting.
Yeah, is that the Drake AI for Munch? Yeah, okay. So that's the Drake AI. So you heard that, no?
I have not heard that, no.
Okay, so it's Drake AI over Munch.
So like rapping honestly, it, but in his voice.
So good, yeah. Is it good? Ooh, Melodic. And Melodic.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now that you can like pretend you're somebody else. That's going to impact a lot of people. A little scary.
Drake said this is the last straw. Now let me ask you something. You.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you play Trap and Shower tonight?
Oh, no, I don't know. Did you?
No, I forgot.
You haven't recovered from my shiny ghastly. I've never seen.
Really pissed at that. Because you cackled like a hound dog at me, like in the middle of the night, like a hound dog would. Like, look at my shiny.
What's the shiny event this weekend? Oh, I know what it is. Don't tell me. Hold on.
There's not.
It's a Swine Hub.
Swinub?
I saw it on Twitter.
I think that's next month.
Oh, it's next month. Well, I'm up on all this stuff. No. What happened with that challenge that you were crying about? That was too hard to get the Jirachi. What happened there? Did they make it easier?
No. I thought Pogo would listen in the community, but they didn't.
So what happened?
I don't know about you. If anyone in the chat plays Pogo, please let me know how many best buddies you have. I'd love to know. They need you to have 10 best buddies, which is over, I think it's like 300, 400, 500, something crazy hearts. I got one, Baby Bayleaf.
All right, but what's this, like, are you going to get the challenge, do you think, now?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
You are?
I'm not a quitter, so I'm 100% going to do it. I don't care if it costs me my time, my money. I have one best buddy, and I'm 9 away, and then you have 5 or 6 more pages that you have to complete to get the shiny Jirachi.
How many people do you think are going to complete the challenge? Like, probably pretty low percentage.
Honestly, I think when I Google stuff, the amount of people on a daily basis that like comment on Reddit posts is insane.
Are they using multiple phones? Is there a way that they're like...
No, I don't know. What did someone say? I forgot who it was. Maybe it was in one of the Jeff Wilson comments. Someone was like, there's 9 billion Pokemon downloads per day or month, or I don't know the statistic, and there's only this many people in the world. Like the Pokemon Go app is sustaining an insane amount of downloads per day.
Yeah.
So like people are playing the game and they're spending money on the game. And I almost don't even look at it as money anymore. It's like I want the chance to, in my personal Pokédex, own something crazy like a shiny Jirachi. Like it's just another facet of Pokemon that's like, I know you can do it on like Scarlet and Violet, and I haven't even played the games. I don't own a Switch, but like...
Hold on, the challenge doesn't expire?
No.
Oh, so it's not everyone's going to get it eventually.
Yeah, but not you. You quit.
No, you told me when I got it that I needed to start catching these Pokemon quick because it's... Okay. Like, I thought I had a month to do it.
Okay, I thought it was timed. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll eventually get it.
Laffy TG. No, you won't, because you don't play the game and you don't have best buddies.
Clear. If I got a shiny Ghastly last Saturday, I clearly
that means nothing, sweetie. You gotta bury your buddy, have them on your map, earn hearts, and then you could best buddy them.
I'm not doing that.
Green tea, you only have 11? That means you're page 2. Chestnut V? Honestly, we've kind of not gotten anything great from this box so far. I spent, by the way, it takes an hour and 20 minutes per day to battle 3 times, give your buddy a treat, play, and take a snapshot. And I do it because I'm obsessed with the game. Am I obsessed with Disney Lorcana? No.
Oh boy.
You told me to get hot, get a take, and I have one. Then you go, oh my god, Jesus Christ.
It wasn't a take though. I'm in agreement with you. It's like, it's Pokemon Go. There's a lot of passionate people about it.
For $5, you could get a shiny Jirachi.
Are you guaranteed it to be shiny?
100%. Or you could miss every ball that you throw, and you won't get it. Like what I watched you do this weekend. Which was so pathetic.
I was half asleep and you made me do that raid. I wasn't even reaching.
Ooh, Radiant Jirachi!
Now that's timing.
Now that's funny.
Now that's timing.
We got 0 alt arts, Frankie. We got 2 more packs.
Now that's timing.
That's too funny.
You didn't do that Matang challenge though.
It wasn't Matang, it was metal.
Yeah, you don't have that, I do.
Still gonna get them because I'm doing the Melton challenge.
Oh.
I feel like you're not good at playing the game.
I'm not good at playing the game, wow.
That's not... Oh my god, that was the whole box.
Did the full art trainer.
A good couple TGs, but like... Honestly, not too ecstatic about that.
It wasn't the best box. We can't.
It was not the best, but I do appreciate you trying to have some fun tonight. Does anyone else want to have some fun?
I had a ton of fun overall doing the debates, watching the packs, and on that note,
no,
say good job on your debate tonight, standing up for the Pokemon community. And we had a lot of fun discussing Modern and Lightning McQueen. That's who it was.
Who the hell is Lightning McQueen?
There's a movie about cars. I've never seen it. You know Cars, where they talk to each other?
I only know because we went on the ride in LA. Lightning McQueen. That mother...
Well, Chad had some fun takes, fun stuff. I'll see you.
Alright, I think we had a lot of fun tonight, guys. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you caught the debate. I see you cackling at the bottom, by the way. He's still, like, in the stream, but not in the stream. He's cackling. Catch me next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night.